It's my post-fight reaction to William Scull versus Vladimir Shishkin. Was a very interesting fight. Kind of went the way I thought it would. I knew it was gonna be a very close fight. Couldn't really get a touch on. I knew Scull was gonna have an advantage as far as just throwing the lead hand, which was kind of a big if for me. I knew that William Scull was looking to counterpunch, and he was gonna have an advantage with that lead hand. And Shishkin was just outmatched in too many areas. And one area he was outmatched in was, just got to be honest, you got outmatched as far as just the pressure, just the fighter's mentality. He really had a lot of advantages. Skull wanted to fold a lot of times, especially that last round. But he really let him off the hook a lot of times. Didn't really press. Skull is a guy you have to raise your punch output with. You can't really punch at a low number with him and try to fight at his type of game and try to have an advantage. You giving him when you punching that low of a rate, you giving him a big advantage and that pace. You fighting at his pace, and you throwing the amount of punches he wants to throw. He's a guy who's gonna throw a couple jabs, look for the right hand, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? He's comfortable where he's at. And for Shishkin to let a basic 1-2 fundamental situation like that kind of dominate him in a sense, because he didn't really put out much firepower to go against what Scull was putting out. And that's a bad thing in that situation. Championship fight, you want to try to give it your all, and the way Scull was looking that last round, and then Shishkin kind of was afraid of the right hand at a certain point. He got caught with it from Scull, and that kind of put him in a situation where he wanted to be aware of not taking that right hand, which is smart, but also it led to him missing plenty of opportunities to get this guy up out of here. His corner was yelling in the 12th round, let your hands go. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, let your hands go. And just didn't let him go like he was supposed to. And he was landing too. He was letting his hands go. Wasn't letting his hands go. He was gunshot. And and for you to kind of beat yourself in that situation, that's a big deal. So William Scull, he kind of stuck to the program. He kind of slow paced it, took his time, threw the punches he knew how to throw, fought the type of fight he fought, and Shishkin fell right to his hands. Same type of fight. And Scull squeezed out with a victory. But that was a very close fight, though. Very interesting fight. It went the way I thought, but I thought Shishkin was going to be able to put more combinations together, but he didn't, man. Didn't take the risk at all. He let it slip out of his hands. And for that to be a championship fight, it's bad news, man. He had a lot of things lined up. And now with Scull, plans is going a whole nother direction.